as a barber, you probably have a goal that you want to be able to hit, whether it be income, new clients, or price point, or just some type of financial freedom that you want to achieve from being a barber. Now, when you have a goal, the next step is obviously to hit that goal. And for a lot of barbers, they struggle to hit, like, let's say, their goals to be able to grow and scale their business. And I see this a lot when we're working with or some of our private clients inside of our mentorship program. And a lot of you who also are watching the channel for free. So what I want to do in this video is actually give I did a really good training a while back based on, for our private community, kind of showing them how I think about when I'm trying to hit a goal, what needs to happen in place and in order to hit that goal. And for a lot of you who have been struggling, let's say, grow your business or you hit the goals you want to see, whether it be with content or new clients, this should help you kind of think very differently, a different mental model of when you're attacking your goal. Why do you let's say, suck, or why do you fail at things while other people might seem to succeed very easily? So that's what I'm going to go and break down in this very short video. Again, this is one of our trainings they did a while back. So again, hopefully it's applicable for you. So let's go and dive into it. I think all of you are here to, of course, reach a certain goal, reach a certain level in your business, to grow and experience growth, whether it be in yourself, your business, lifestyle, whatever it may be, through the business of barbering. But for a lot of you, I think all of you at some point in time are going to come up with some resistance to whether it be doing the work, staying consistent, falling off, whatever it may be, of actually getting the job done. So what I want to do in this short, quick video is kind of give you a mental model of how I see things. And whenever I'm thinking about what a goal I want to achieve or something I want to create in my life, what has to happen and has to occur. And because I think a lot of individuals in this program and just in life and in the world in general, think that they can just get something for nothing. And that's never occurred whatsoever. If you're trying to go in the gym and build muscle, you have to give up your comfort of, not going to the gym, not going through the pain, and eating whatever you want in order to build and grow the muscle. And also you have to get sleep and rest and recovery and all that stuff. And there's always something you have to give up, which is comfort for this something that you want. So the way I like to think about it is this. So let's say this is you, this nice pretty circle right here, okay? And inside of here is what you want to fill up your time with what you do, what you experience, what you do on a daily basis, or whatever it may be. So let's say, one of these is social life. One of these is let's say, personal life, let's be gym or whatever, personal relationships or whatever it may be. This could be work. This could be fun time. And then this could be bad habits, let's say, okay? And let's say, again, too, this is all what your time accumulates to. Now, let's say you have something like a goal that you want to achieve, okay? It could be in whatever realm it is in. Well, in everything inside of here, this goal does not fit into what you can have in right here. And if you try to fit it in, you can try to fit this into here and it'll always pop right back out because there's no more room left in here, right? And again, too, if we want to take the principle or the, let's say, natural law of you can't get something for nothing, you have to give up something in order to get something, I think this visual example makes it very, very clear. In order to get this goal, you have to give up something that you are holding on to within your circle of daily life, right? And it's up to you what you want to give up, right? And it really doesn't matter. To be quite honest, I think a lot of people are I only have to give up bad habits. You really don't. I mean, I know a lot of successful people that have terrible habits overall, right? They have bad habits in terms of what they do on a daily basis, and some people, they give up, I give up social life, or give up personal time as well too. Or personal time I kind of have to myself, I like to recover and rest and kind of be by myself and not do too much. But some people might give up, fitness. Some people might give up work for a different goal overall. But you always have to figure out which one of these things am I going to give up in order to make room for my goal? Because if you have a full plate, right? I know the circle, but pretend it's a plate. If your plate is full and you try to add more onto it, it's not going to fit. Right? It's just kind of simple logic that way. And so you have to decide what you are willing to give up in order to get the goal, right? Again, it doesn't matter what you give up. You could give up social life, right? And that makes room to enter in this goal. You could also give up personal time, and that makes room to get the goal. You could also give up, work life to get a specific goal, if the goal is not associated with work. You could also give up bad habits, right? And that makes room for goal. You could also give up fitness, and that makes room for goal. So for me, I'll give you an example when I was a barber. I had social life, I had a personal time, I had my work, I had my bad habits, and I had fitness. To be quite honest with you, I kind of punted my fitness. I didn't really, I would go to the gym, but it wasn't to actually be healthy. It was more of I kind of just went to the gym as an excuse to take pre-workout at 11 p.m. at night so I could stay up later to, work more. To be quite transparent, it was I could have just easily just taken some coffee. I was like, screw it, I'll kind of do this. So I gave up like my fitness goals and I put in my goals for business wise, and that made room to go ahead and scale my business. Again, I still had a social life. I would go out and party. I still had personal time to myself as well too. I still had work time as well too, and I still had a lot of bad habits. But I was able to reach and achieve my goal because I gave something up. And the reason why I'm kind of saying this in this, or I'm putting this in here and kind of making this graph, is because you don't always need to give up like the bad habits. In fact, the bad habits sometimes they're very hard to give up. Like they kind of make you feel comfortable. I mean, we probably could be all better people if we do that, but you have to just like write out, okay, cool. What am I currently doing with my time? What is filling the most of my time up right now? And what am I willing to give up? And you must be okay giving that thing up, to be quite honest with you, in order to make room for this. Now, a second part of this, in order to get, let's say, goal, right? And whatever you, and I'll just say give up, right? Whatever you have to give up, right? You have to give up something to gain something else, right? And to be quite honest with you, like I've gone through this, I still go through this all the time, like with where I'm at in business and like my goals and what I want to get to. And sometimes the thing I want to give up is very hard because I kind of like doing the thing, right? Obviously, if I'm doing it, like I kind of enjoy it. And I have to give up the thing in order to get the goal. And sometimes when it's hard to give up overall, right? And you might experience this where you think you give this up for a while. It's like, okay, I give this up for a while. I X this out. I try to achieve goal, but all of a sudden I find myself reverting back to the old thing I wanted to give up, and I'm kind of back in this thing, right? And you could do this thing by force, but it kind of like, what I found is it's not going to give you the best results possible, right? What I found that works really well is I kind of like use a mirror technique. And what I mean by mirror technique is I just take a long, hard look at myself in the mirror. You could do it physically as well too, depending on what it is. But I kind of just look at my life or the area that like I'm looking at. I'm like, man, I kind of just get tired of this thing. Whatever I give up, like whatever I choose to give up, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm kind of done with this. I'm actually okay with giving this thing up, and I want to replace that with goal. And I find it much easier when I kind of just like don't force myself to do it, but I kind of willingly give it up to get the goal. And I kind of, effortlessly get this at that point in time. For instance, if anybody's ever been overweight and they want to get fit, right? Well, I'm sure a lot of you, overweight just comes from like poor eating habits, not working out and stuff like that, right? Well, I'm sure a lot of you have gone like cold turkey on a diet trying to get here, but find your way back to being overweight in the same weight again. You kind of always find yourself in this cycle, going back, and never achieving the fitness goal. And all I've found that like really, like what works for me, whether it be in fitness or whatever goal, is I'll just kind of like self-induce myself to like, I don't want to call it pain, but kind of like, man, I'm kind of tired of looking like this. I'm kind of tired of having this thing. It doesn't bring me any pleasure anymore, right? And I kind of like make it a very effortless way to give up this thing and want this and just replace it with whatever this goal is. So again, too, let's say being overweight or whatever, right? Okay, I'm kind of tired of looking at myself and like being overweight. I kind of want to be fit now. Like I'm ready to be fit, right? It's kind of just like that letting go of it, right? If you try to forcefully like like hard discipline, I mean like motivation or whatever, you might fail. And it should just be like an effortless, like, you know what, I'm ready to move on from this thing. And it just, all it requires from me is just, again, too, I just look at myself, I'm like, am I really truly happy with this thing? Am I really satisfied with this? Like, fuck, I'm almost disappointed in myself, right? Like, really, like, okay, like, does this really bring me any joy anymore? If not, I'm ready to give this thing up. Let's go ahead and get the goal, whatever it may be. And it should, typically when I've done that, I find the most ease in moving into achieving the goal. So to kind of recap again too, you always need to be, number one, identifying what you need to be giving up. And I don't really care what it is. Like again too, I gave up fitness when I was a barber, and I still had bad habits. I still had a very good social life. I would go out 3 or 4 times a week to the club. Still had personal time, still had work time, but I was able to achieve the goal. Okay, so don't think it's only one way. Don't think I have to give up my bad habits in order to get this. Wrong thinking. You just have to give up something out of here to get the thing. Even you can punt your social life, you can punt your personal time, whatever it may be. Right now, all of these have like varying like pros and cons. Like a pro of like giving up a social life is, I don't know, maybe you stop hanging out with the same people, but long-term wise, you might feel a little bit lonely, right? So you might need to have a social life at some point in time back in here. And it's okay to give it up for a period of time to get the goal, but no, like some things, like I think the best long-term thing to give up is like bad habits, to be able to get the goal. But don't worry about like I have to give up my bad habits if you feel like it's very hard for you to give up the bad habit. Sometimes it might be easier for you to give up some other things in life to be able to get the goal. And then once you identify that thing, you must it's almost just like, I don't want to drop some, I'll do this. It's almost like you just need to it's not like you need to almost take another, let's say this is the bad habit right here and this is your grip on it. You can't just try to forcefully pull it out of your hand. Because if you try to forcefully pull it out of your hand, it's like your hand goes ahead and grabs back. No, I want this thing still. You almost have to just really mentally for yourself come to a point where you're like, I'm done with this, and drop it and be like, I'm done with this. I'm moving forward in my life. And at that point in time, your hand never wants to go back and grab the thing and hold on to it really tight. And you'll find it much easier, once your hand lets go of it, let's just use an example. If, I let go of a bad habit, I want to grab onto something else. I just don't want to be floating around. I'm like, well, good habit, drink some water, right? I'm going to hold on to this thing and really just hold tight on this thing. And so I hope that kind of makes better sense about whenever you're trying to go through this program or anything in life, you're trying to achieve a goal, you have to give up something for nothing, identify that thing. And when you do give it up, it should not be a forceful thing. It should be I'm ready to move on with my life. I don't want this thing anymore. And you have to be I just don't want it. You have to be I am tired of this thing. I'm tired of being in this situation. I'm tired of living off this income. I'm tired of looking at my bank account. I'm ready to actually apply myself to get the goal I want to get to. And when you do that, you'll find yourself actually picking up the goal and holding that thing on tight, because we always will replace this thing that we give up with something else. And you want to replace it with the good habits, actions, and stuff, and kind of cradle, I'm cradling this water bottle. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. And if you have any questions or anything else, even if you have some experience with this as well too, or I would love for you, if you whatever you're experiencing, having trouble giving up, put it down below. And even with that too, if you kind of already know what you want to give up overall, and again too, I don't care what it is. It could be personal life, could be social life, could be fitness, whatever, bad habits, whatever. Put it down below. And the way I think about this too is you want to give up the thing that's easiest for you to give up. Honestly, because the thing that's if you want to think about it strategically, why would you try to give up something that's super hard to give up instead of just letting go of the thing that's effortless? I don't really care about this. I'm ready to give this up, and replace it with the actual goal or the thing you want to get to. So I kept a social life when I was a barber. It's why I would still go out and still party and still have fun, because I was that's going to be hard for me to give up. I kind of want this thing. And eventually I gave that up, that social and party life, because I was I don't really want this anymore. I don't like this. I'm ready to give it up, and just kind of dropped it. Real quick before you hop off, I do have one request. So number one, hopefully that video actually brought you some type of value. Now, if you're a barber who actually wants to grow and scale their business, one of the most pivotal things you have to do, especially in the online space today in 2025, is building a brand. Okay, if you don't build a brand online, it doesn't matter how good your fucking goal is. You're just gonna stay invisible. While other barbers out there, competition is growing high, other barbers who are competitive with you will beat you up because they have an online brand. And on November 10th, 2025, I'm actually running a free webinar breaking down how we scale barber businesses by developing brands that help them grow up to upwards of 30K per month. We're really gonna call it the 30K per month brand game plan overall. So if you want to be a part of that, you have a high goal for yourself and you want to achieve that goal, and you understand that having a brand is essential to hitting that goal, I will add a link down in the comments down below for you to go ahead and register for that webinar. It's free to come overall. There's no crazy thing you have to sign up for, pay for. All you have to do is enter in your email and just show the fuck up. Okay, so it's going to be on November 10th at 3 p.m. Again, I'll leave the link to register down in the comments down below, and I look forward to seeing some of you on that webinar so we can help build your 30K barber business brand.